Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is currently 12:46 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a tornado-warned storm just outside of downtown Omaha, Nebraska here, okay? This is currently a rotating supercell capable of producing a tornado. This is currently near Ithaca right now, heading up towards Meade, Venice, Utah. It's going to cross over the Platte River here and eventually make it all the way up towards Waterloo, Omaha, Regency, Elkhorn, which did get hit by a massive tornado recently, and the Maplewood Estates MHP. So if you're included in this tornado warning, make sure to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of the building and away from windows, okay? Because again, this is a very dangerous storm here that is once again capable of producing a tornado at any minute. So again, you need to be taking this seriously and getting to your tornado safe spot right now. Again, right now the area of rotation is currently off to the east of Ithaca. It's heading very close to Utah and Venice, so seek shelter immediately. In addition to that, we have 5 other severe thunderstorm warnings as well, some of them significant, like the one along the Iowa-Nebraska border, just to the north of our tornado warning storm here, which is for tennis ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. That includes Arlington, Nickerson, and Herman. So if you're in that area, make sure that you are, once again, getting indoors and away from windows immediately. I will also say this storm is rotating a little bit in a couple of spots as well, so we'll have to watch that. Specifically down here to the southwest of Arlington, it would not surprise me if something were to spin up, so we'll have to watch that, see if it gets tornado warned here over the next several minutes. But once again, our only tornado warning right now is for the Waterloo, Nebraska area right here. Again, this is in a very similar area to where we had the massive Elkhorn tornado just, a month back or so, okay? So, again, if you're in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building away from windows. Eventually, again, this is going to track down near Omaha here, probably on the north side of town. It's going to go towards Fort Calhoun in the Missouri Valley area, and eventually, potentially, all the way out towards Neola and Shelby. So, again, we'll have to watch this storm here very closely. Again, this is a tornado warning for Waterloo, Nebraska. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up Stream Chat here. If anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below. I'll try to answer those accurately and honestly. But yeah, again, this is a tornado warning now for the southwestern side of Omaha, Nebraska. So take cover now. Again, we're going to watch this storm up here near Arlington, too, because it's looking like it's trying to rotate a little bit. It's definitely trying to do something. Can definitely kind of see a velocity couple there trying to form up over the past few scans. And they did just downgrade that storm in terms of its hail threat, but they actually upgraded the wind threat. So this storm is now capable of producing lime-sized hail and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building away from windows. If you're in a mobile home, evacuate, because again, this storm is now producing 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds and hail up to lime size. Again, if you're in like a mobile home or if you're in a vehicle, get out of there, find a more substantial shelter. And again, this storm is continuing to rotate as well off to the southwest of Arlington, and now that did just get tornado warned. So we do have a new tornado warning now. This is for Arlington, Kennard, and Blair in Nebraska. Again, this is a tornado warning now. So we've got 2 tornado warnings in the general vicinity of Omaha. This one's honestly a bit more concerning, the one up here near Arlington. So we've got to watch this very closely here as this heads towards downtown Arlington. Again, you need to be seeking shelter now if you're in this area. Arlington, Blair, Orem, Kennard, DeSoto, all these places need to be getting to their tornado safe spot immediately. Again, we have 2 tornado warnings now. Everything's kind of popped off here in the last couple of minutes. Again, it's with these Omaha storms right now that we're really watching. So again, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building away from windows. If you're in a mobile home, evacuate, find a more substantial shelter. Same thing goes if you're in a car. Again, as this is a very dangerous storm here. Hello, Tornado Edit Gaming. Both these tornado warning storms are very dangerous. Again, I honestly think the one up here close to Arlington, though, is a bit more concerning with that decently intense velocity couplet there, right over Road 29, south of East Military Avenue. And it's heading off to the east, northeast here. Really more due east than anything else, it looks like. This is going to be heading towards Kennard and Blair, as well as DeSoto. So seek shelter now. Again, this is in eastern Nebraska. So anyway, again, we're going to continue to track this storm here near Arlington, as it is currently a rotating supercell capable of producing a tornado. You can even see a little bit of a hook feature on radar. This is looking like a pretty dangerous storm at the minute. Again, if you're in this area, you need to run to your tornado safe spot. Very dangerous storm here. Oh, I forgot to mute myself. You're making a storm chasing game? That's cool. Like on Roblox? Alright, so with that newest velocity scan, again, this continues to rotate here off to the south of Arlington. It's going to be crossing over Highway 30 soon. This area of rotation is going to be heading towards Kennard very shortly. So again, if you are on this warning, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building and away from windows. That continues to rotate with the newest scan, a little bit less so, though, now south of Arlington. Our storm back here near Utan is probably our more concerning one now. Again, it's got a decently strong velocity couplet. It's going to try to spin up a tornado here, but I doubt it's going to be able to succeed, honestly. In Roblox, it's hard. I can play if I want during my free time. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I mean, we've just been so busy here with the severe weather recently. But anyway, again, if you're just now tuning in, we do have multiple tornado warnings for Omaha, Nebraska. One on the western side of town, and the other being on the northwestern side of town. If you're on either of these tornado warnings, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building away from windows. Again, this is near Omaha, Nebraska. Both of these storms are. So you're both traveling off to the northeast here. Areas like Blair, Waterloo, Utan, Venice, Arlington, Kennard, you guys should be seeking shelter now. And if you're in between these two warnings, like if you're in Washington or something, you're fine for the moment, but make sure to be on high alert here, as we do have multiple tornadic supercells here in your area. We've even got this little storm that popped up really fast here. Originally it was south of Memphis, and now it's really getting going here as it heads up towards Waterloo. It's kind of ahead of our big line of storms here that is currently producing both these tornado warnings. Again, I am not liking the look of this. This is definitely trying to already develop a hook feature. It's growing rapidly. Again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. It's going to be heading towards Waterloo, Skyline, and Elkhorn here over the next several minutes, eventually out towards Bennington. I'll check back up on the velocities here. So yeah, our storm down here south of Utan is continuing to rotate. They did just condense that tornado warning. Actually, apparently the area of rotation that they're watching is this one up here. This was originally near Meade, but I mean, it's over the past few scans, it really has kind of intensified here. Yeah, no problem, Tornado Gaming. So again, our storm is continuing to rotate here near Arlington, so stay in your tornado safe spot. Same thing with our storm here closer to the Valley area. Valley, Waterloo, King Lake, and, oh wow, and Venice, you should be in your tornado safe spot. Again, that is really popped up as a very impressive velocity couplet here now. Over the Lake Platte view area. Not seeing any sort of debris signature yet. But again, that's a very concerning storm, and it's taking a dangerously and eerily similar path to our storm last month that produced the massive wedge near Elkhorn. So again, if you're in Elkhorn, you need to seek shelter immediately, away from windows and on the lowest floor of a building. I mean, again, that is just a very intense velocity couplet there. How good is the storm doing? I mean, if by good, then you mean strong, then I mean, yeah, it's pretty strong right now. So again, this is going to cross over the Platte River relatively soon, and you need to seek shelter if you're in either of these tornado warnings. These areas of rotation are really trying to spin up something here. Again, now that we're kind of back to looking at the southern one being a little bit more impressive. Again, this is heading up towards Waterloo and Elkhorn, so seek shelter now. Again, this is going to cross over the Platte River here very shortly, if it is not already. That's bad. Again, this little storm ahead of our one as well is becoming concerning for a wind and hail threat, and down the line it may have that potential to produce a tornado. I could also see another problem arising from this. People on this end of the warning, you know, they get done with this storm and they think, oh, that was it, that was no big deal. But really, the storm we're talking about is back here. So people may leave their shelter at the wrong time, which is not good, obviously. So again, if you know anybody in this area, please give them a call or text. Let them know there's a couple rounds of storms coming in. The tornado warning near Arlington has been condensed. It still includes Blair, Nebraska. So again, continue to stay in your tornado safe spot up here. If you're not already there, you need to get there right now, as this heads up towards Orem and Blair in Nebraska. So yeah. So your velocity couplet's going to be located somewhere right about there now, to the southwest of Waterloo, Nebraska, and southwest of Elkhorn as well. Off to the west of Omaha, Regency, northeast of Lake Platteview and Venice, and east of Utan. So yeah, it's continuing to rotate pretty concerningly there, so we'll have to continue to watch that, obviously. Let's see here. We have a storm a little bit further to the south as well that it does have a severe thunderstorm warning now with the tornado possible tag on it, so we'll have to watch this storm here as it's trying to rotate. So if you're in this area, again, make sure you are getting indoors and away from windows immediately, because this is also bringing the threat for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds and potentially up to $half-sized hail, which is obviously those are some big-time hailstones. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now for parts of Iowa and Nebraska. That's for ping-pong ball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's an extension here for a storm. So areas like Mapleton, Onawa, make sure that you are getting underground, preferably. But if you can't do that, just get on the lowest floor of a building, away from windows, in an interior room, because again, those are tornado force winds, ping pong ball sized hail, and again, this storm is rotating a little bit as well, so we may actually see a tornado out of this, as now the rotation on this one's picking up again. We keep going back and forth between watching our northern storm and our southern storm, but right now they're both relatively intense. Again, if you're in Orem or Blair, you need to be getting to your safe spot. Same thing with Waterloo and Valley. And there's no evidence really that this is on the ground yet, but again, this is a very strong area of circulation here near Waterloo now, most likely, if this is still going. Then again, our storm up here near Blair is no joke either. So again, your tornadic circulation is likely up here now, southwest of Waterloo. Nebraska, heading right for downtown Waterloo, possibly. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now that does include downtown Omaha. That's for half dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. So if you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning, move indoors and away from windows immediately. And again, we're waiting for a velocity update here on our storm near Waterloo, and as well for the one up closer to Blair. We should get it any second now. Yeah, you're the only one chatting right now. Okay, so there we go. Again, this continues to be intense circulation very close to downtown Waterloo, Nebraska, as well as King Lake. Eventually heading as far out as Bennington, potentially. So again, if you're in Elkhorn, Waterloo, Valley, or King Lake, seek shelter now, as well as our storm up here near Blair. You need to seek shelter from this one as well. If you're in Blair, you gotta go. And we got some very dangerous storms that we are talking about here. Fixing some bugs in the game. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and kind of circle our tornadic circulations there, just so that everybody knows the specific areas that we're talking about. Again, these are both heading off to the northeast. The one up top is going to be heading for Blair. The one down to the south is going to be ripping through the north side of Elkhorn relatively soon here. Again, these are both tornadic circulations on the velocities here. So again, you should be seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building and away from windows if you're on the path of this storm here. Our tornado warning down here to the south has been condensed. This no longer includes Valley or Utan. So that's an all clear for those areas. But if you're in Waterloo, King Lake, or the north side of Elkhorn, seek shelter now. They've cut out downtown Elkhorn, though. So again, this is a very dangerous storm, capable of producing a tornado right now. Same thing with our one up here near Blair. So again, you need to be seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building, away from windows near Orem and Blair as well. Again, these are just really, they popped up kind of out of nowhere. It was really looking like the next stream wasn't going to be until, like 1 or 2 o'clock. Well, it's 1 o'clock now, but like 2 or 3 o'clock. But conditions warranted, so here we are. And we should get a new velocity update any second now. Again, your tornadic circulation near Waterloo will likely be up here, and then the one closer to Blair will be somewhere around here now, most likely. Or actually maybe a little bit further to the south than that. Again, this one's heading right for areas like Blair, especially on the north side of town. And again, this is just, it's right on top of Waterloo. It's kind of doing a little bit more of a due east track now. How am I? I am good. Thank you for asking. But yeah, this is over the Elkhorn River right now near Waterloo. Again, this is a tornadic circulation right to the east of Waterloo, Nebraska. So again, if you're in that area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Same thing with our storm up here near Blair. Once again, just kind of repeating everything that I've been saying here for the past few minutes. Let's check up on our storm down here to the south near Syracuse. Again, this does have the tornado possible tag on it. It's also a storm capable of producing half dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, potentially. So again, seek shelter, or sorry, not seek shelter, but make sure that you are moving indoors in that area at the very least. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That's for parts of Nebraska. No, that's not the right one. Thought it was for parts of Nebraska, but no. This is all the way up in New York. We do now have a severe thunderstorm warning for Warrensburg, Thurman, and Bolton, New York. This is for the threats of quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. If you're in this area, or in Lake George there. Make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. This is going to be crossing over Interstate 87 relatively soon, eventually reaching Hague and Silver Bay. And now the tornado warning for our southern storm has been removed. So this is an all clear for Waterloo, Nebraska. This storm it no longer has a tornado warning associated with it, but keep in mind, you are still under a severe thunderstorm warning, and in my opinion, I think they should probably keep this tornado warning. It doesn't look any less impressive to me. So, again, just keep in mind that if you're in this area, you should continue to be aware. Make sure that you have multiple ways to receive alerts. And then our circulation close to our RUM is still receiving that tornado warning. If anything, this one looks less impressive to me, so it's interesting that they dropped the southern one. So again, there's your tornadic circulation in between Orem and Blair, Nebraska at the moment. So again, our circulation for the southern storm is now approaching downtown Bennington shortly here. And then our northern storm, that again is still tornado warning and you should still be seeking shelter from, its tornadic circulation is, again, off to the west of Blair. And it's going to be crossing over Highway 75 really soon here, relatively soon, I should say, to the northwest of Blair. I really thought that was a CC drop for a second, but no. We even have some storms like down in, along the Red River Valley today that do have that threat to become strong to severe, like these ones on the Oklahoma-Texas border are right now. So capable of producing 40-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail here, according to trained weather spotters. So, back to our tornado warning storm near Blair. Again, this is continuing to produce the threat for a possible tornado, as well as damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and hail up to golf ball size, according to the tornado warning up there. So. And now the tornado warning has been it's been removed. So, since we have no tornado warnings at the minute, what we're going to do is end off the stream here and come back during a more active period of severe weather, because I can almost guarantee you this is not going to be the last time we're going to be live today. So we're going to go ahead and end off the live stream here. So thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.